Still shooting.
Oh, dude, they fucking shooting up.
Hell yeah.
What the f? Dude, that nigga got an AK.
Oh, hell yeah, he does. Look at this wacky motherfucker. He got a serious gun. Oh, now he's getting a motherfucker. Oh.
He's grabbing another gun.
Oh,
Oh, he's grabbing something bigger.
We're getting the out of here.
You better get out of here. Hey! Stop shooting! Stop shooting, bitch!
Regardless of your nationality, race, religion, country, or region of the world, cognitive dissonance is everywhere because human nature is everywhere. Cognitive dissonance is global because human nature is global. But one thing that I've realized is that cognitive dissonance is very rampant, more so rampant in the United States and especially within the American mindset. And I'm about to give you an example as to why. The reason why I believe America and the American mindset is so rampant in cognitive dissonance is because let's take gun violence, for example. You can have an individual who believes that all lives are innocent, every life is innocent and valued, that friends, family members, kids should be able to go to school, should be able to go to the store or the park without being in fear of their lives or be a victim of a violent crime. But at the same time, this same individual, would also be extremely hesitant if the government or some higher up power were to impose stronger and stricter gun control laws and limit access to who can get guns, making accessing a gun harder because it directly infringes on their Second Amendment rights, the right to bear arms. So, right there, there's an automatic disconnect and an automatic contradiction there, right? And I find it very interesting that despite everything going on within this country, right, despite all of the recent violent crimes that have been happening, despite the constant dangers that are happening, people having to look over their shoulders, people being uncertain as to who they can trust or what, what's going to happen next. I find it very interesting that these individuals are still talking about, oh no, we shouldn't take guns away or we shouldn't do this, right? We'll talk about it, right? The news media will talk about, oh, should guns be banned, right? Should the Second Amendment be revoked or at the very least changed, right? But nothing happens. Now, recently there was a shooting where a 24-year-old kid was, shooting up and in and out, right? Condolences to the victims and the lives lost. But this seems to be a symptom. This seems to be first of all, this seems to be an ongoing pattern of what's going on in the United States. But this is also a symptom of what is going on in house within country. And in no way am I defending the shooter at all, right? What I am saying is this seems to be a symptom of what happens to a country that has lost its innocence, right? And America has long lost its innocence for the longest time, right? When you have individuals who are constantly exposed to negative media, when you have individuals who are not correctly diagnosed, because I wholeheartedly believe that half the country is running around with undiagnosed mental health issues and half the country is on some type of psych meds. When you have citizens of that country in a state like that, violence and danger is inevitable. Okay? It seems like every other week there's always some type of violent issue going on within the United States. And I'm here to tell you that this is only going to end in one way. And that's going to be a civil war. Mark my words when I say this, right? I'm not Nostradamus. I'm not some prediction, future fortune teller, or whatever the case may be. I'm only seeing the writing on the wall and I am only explaining and exposing what is going to happen, right? One thing that I realize is that America will not be destroyed by a third world war. America will not be destroyed from an outside party. America will be destroyed in-house within a civil war. And quite frankly, I think that's what the elites want. I think that's what they want and I think that's what the majority of these individuals are hoping for Americans to destroy themselves from the inside. Now, how and when that's going to happen is not for me to decide. However, this is exactly one of the reasons why we see things happening within the United States right now. We see so many people just living in their cars. We have so many people just unable to survive, right? We have so many people who can't make ends meet, right? When you have a country full of individuals who don't know when their next meal is going to come, when you have a group of, or like a country where people can't feed themselves or feed their families, right? Violence is inevitable, right? Violence is inevitable to the point where it's almost like, unfortunately, you expect something bad to happen next week, right? You expect some new violent crime happening next week, right? And it's unfortunate that this is the state of America right now, right? And so you really have to ask yourself, what is it that you want for your life? Where do you want your life to head? What direction do you want your life to head towards? Right? Because America seemingly gets more and more violent every single, I can't even say every single year. It's more so like every single month to every single week at this point, right? And this is a symptom of what is to come, right? The amount of things that are happening in this country, the amount of violent outbreaks, the amount of people complaining, jobs, people can't find a job, people being replaced by AI, people unable to buy groceries, people can't pay their rent, right? This is a symptom of what's to come, right? Because one way, the only way, honestly, that I can describe, the only way I can describe America is like a big pressure cooker. Excuse me. It's like a big pressure cooker, right? The pressure of homelessness, the pressure of unable to buy food, the pressure of, can't pay rent, the pressure of all these negative things that the media continues to talk about, right? It's just going to keep, going higher and higher and higher to the point where one day people just can't take it anymore, right? People can't take it anymore, and it's going to be a full scale civil war, right? And America is going to destroy itself from the inside. Mark my words, civil war will destroy America if something doesn't change, and that's unfortunately the direction that we seem to be headed towards, right? So you really have to ask yourself, it's time to prepare now. What do you want with your life? Do you want to be here when things hit the fan? Because I sure don't, right? I sure don't. So it's time to prepare. It's time to start now, and it's time to get to the life that you want to get to, right? Prepare. Don't be one of the individuals who has to sit through these changes that don't benefit you, right? Awaken yourself. See the writing on the wall. See the direction that the country is headed towards, and save yourself, save your family, save those you care about. I'll see you guys in the next video.